Afternoon, peeps. Good afternoon, everyone. All right, how are we feeling? Genuine question, how are we feeling right now? Excited, nervous, scared, apprehensive, all of the above? For me, it's all of the above. I can't wait for this. I really can't. Like yourselves, I've been waiting for this one for the best part of 10 years, and I can't believe it's finally happening on the weekend, or should I say tomorrow? I can't. The final hurdle, the weigh-in, has just happened. Kell Brook has made weight. There was a lot of talk about Kell potentially coming in overweight and just taking the fine. No, he's a professional. He's come bang on 149 pounds. Amir Khan's just come a bit lighter. Both of them look fantastic. Amir Khan looks really good at 148 pounds. Kell does look dry, which is to be expected. 149 was never going to be easy for him, but let's hope that he rehydrates properly, which he will. He's got a good team around him. My only fear for Kell with regards to rehydration is that there has been a lot of talk. I don't know if this is true or not, but there has been a lot of talk about a clause in the contract where Kell might have to come below 160. Like, can't rehydrate past 160, which just is awful. If that's true, and again, I don't know if it is, some of you might know more than me on this subject, but if that's true, that clearly isn't good for Kell. Kell needs to come in whatever Kell needs to come in at, whether that be 165, 166. He doesn't want to come in sluggish, so he's not going to come in too big, but he wants to rehydrate properly. And he's got 36 hours or thereabouts to do it, which is a lot of time to make sure that he is as good as humanly possible on fight night. It is. Amir Khan will probably come into the ring around 160, 161. He won't be that bigger because Amir Khan obviously is going to rely on his speed, so movement and being light on his feet is going to be a big thing. But Jesus Christ, it's happening. Amir Khan. But you know what shocks me about this? Just how big the fight is. Like, this fight is massive, isn't it? Like, really, really big. And let's be honest, it's the best part of 10 years is an exaggeration, but it's the best part of 5 years past its sell-by date. But yet it's still big. And I was thinking as I was driving here about Mayweather-Pacquiao. That was 5 years past its sell-by date. But Mayweather was still the pound-for-pound king. Mayweather was still the pay-per-view king. Mayweather had all the belts. Pacquiao was a top 5 pound-for-pound. Pacquiao was doing good numbers on pay-per-view as well. This isn't it with Amir Khan, Kell Brook. No one has a belt. No one's a pound-for-pound king. No one's a big pay-per-view draw. But yet, because we've been waiting so long and because of the appetite we have over here for boxing, it's just gone boom. It is huge. It feels huge. It feels as big as it would have ever felt. Like, I've always said that I think it could have done a stadium. Like, there was a time when I thought it could have done Wembley. But I think it would have done a stadium this time round as well. The tickets sold out just like that. Like, people are ringing me for tickets. People are out there actively searching for tickets. It sold out in what? Hours. I don't think it would have done Wembley, but I do think it could have filled out a 40 to 50,000 seater stadium. This fight is massive. It really is. I'm not going to change my mind. If you're expecting to come on here and I change my mind and say Amir Khan's going to win now, no. I'm still sticking with Brook. Again, my concern is that potential rehydration clause. That's my one concern. Aside from that, look, Kell looked fantastic. Training's gone really well for him. I spoke to Johnny Nelson on Tuesday, and he spoke about, obviously, seeing Kell in training, going out to see Kell as well. And he said the training looks fantastic. Sparring's been really good as well. But Amir Khan's saying exactly the same thing as you would expect. Amir Khan, though, I will say this, looks super confident. Like, really confident. Like, I remember when Amir Khan was going to fight Terence Crawford, and look, Terence Crawford's pound-for-pound number 1 or 2 at the time. He looked scared. There was none of this bravado. There was none of this confidence, this arrogance. At the gloves are off, at the press conference they've had, the press conference yesterday, the weigh-in today, Amir Khan looked like a man that's like, I've got exactly what I need to smash Kell Brook. That's the way it looked. Again, Amir Khan is more polished at talking than Kell Brook. Like, Amir Khan, that's not Kell Brook's thing, is it really? He's never been really good at that. So when it comes to verbals, Amir Khan was always going to win. But even when they do that, they're heads to heads and they're nose to nose, Amir Khan just looks like, I've got this. Honestly, he does. I don't know how much or what that means when it comes to fight night. I don't know if he's trying to almost play the matador and the bull thing. So Kell just charges at him, and by doing that, Kell gets clipped. But Amir Khan looks super confident, and he's playing that role really well. Kell looks angry. There's no other way to describe it. Kell looks pissed off. He does. Kell looks like the kind of guy where it's like, you've waited for me to be 35. You waited for me to be past my best. You've waited until I'm far too big to even make the weight class, and now you say we'll fight. Kell almost seems to be angry with that. But look, it makes for what's going to be an amazing fight. It really does. I think the atmosphere is going to be incredible. It's going to be incredible. It's going to be like a football final where it's completely split. I think Kell's got a bigger fan base, but I do think a lot of people from Sheffield and from other areas that support Kell are going to come and fill that place. It's going to be, honestly, I'd say 65% Khan in there and 35% Kell, but it's going to be incredible. Like the noise levels that AO Arena, that's what it's called now, the Manchester Arena, is going to make is going to be something different. It really is. Keys to victory, very quickly. Amir Khan's got to use his speed, obviously. He's got to stay out of range. He's got to do what Amir Khan... Like, you know when you watch Amir Khan versus Canelo, and look, people might say, it doesn't matter because in the end, Canelo stopped him. Amir Khan was doing well, you know. For the first 3 or 4 rounds, until he got completely poleaxed, Amir Khan was boxing on the outside, using his speed, didn't engage, didn't really want to engage, obviously, against the bigger Canelo, and was having success. That's kind of what... That model there is what Amir Khan's got to do here. Look, Kell Brook is not as big and as strong as Canelo, so I don't think he has to be that fearful of the clinch, but I don't think that Amir Khan needs to stay in the pocket with Kell. Just jab, circle, throw 1s and 2s, maybe 3s and 4s, that's what Amir Khan does, and almost treat it like a bit of an amateur fight where you just score points and in the end you get a unanimous decision victory. Kell has got to use his jab. Kell has got an amazing jab. He's got to go to the body of Amir Khan. Amir Khan does not like it to the body now. You go and watch the Terence Crawford fight, and Amir Khan was, he was peeing blood after that fight because Terence Crawford was chopping that body down, literally slowing the legs down. Kell has got to go to the body, slow those legs down, and then land a few of those chocolate brownies. He's got to land a few of those. It really is a 50-50 fight, Again, Kell looked great on the scales, but I don't know how much gas is in the tank. I really don't. I feel like for Kell to win, Kell's got to get Amir out of there in the first 5 or 6 rounds. I think Amir, if he survives the first 5 or 6 rounds, will start to grow in confidence, and Amir could win a unanimous decision. Amir could make it look a bit like going away. So again, I think the first 6 rounds are going to be really close, but I think going away, Amir Khan could make it look a bit like he did against Louis Collazo, where he starts to really just land and Collazo can't even find him to hit him. That was 2013-14 though, Amir Khan. No, apologies. Yeah, that was 2013-14 Amir. Let me have a quick look. It couldn't have been that long ago, surely. Was Amir Khan Collazo 2013-14? Bloody hell. I know you guys are all screaming at the TV now, saying, yes, it was. I think it was. 2 secs. The reason I'm pointing out the dates is because that's a long time ago. I don't know if Amir Khan still got that. Collazo 2014. Jesus Christ, a long time ago. So I'm asking Amir Khan to be what he was in 2014. That's what I'm asking right now. I'm saying Amir Khan, in order for Amir Khan to win this fight, he's got to be 2014 Amir Khan. It's just not possible. You can't rewind the clock 8 years. It's just not possible. For Kell, I don't know. I'm worried about Kell's eye sockets. Obviously, he's broke both orbital bones. Apologies. But you look at the guys that broke them. Gennady Golovkin. No one hit harder than Gennady Golovkin at the time. Errol Spence, big Errol Spence. I don't know if Khan has that spite and that kind of power to cause him problems. But look, I don't know. I'm going around in circles here. I don't have a clue how this fight plays out. Again, gun to the head, I think the one result that I expect the most here is Kell Brook's stoppage. The second result is Khan unanimous decision. So those are my two. But I'd like to think the first one happens. Again, I'm a Kell Brook fan. and I'd like for him to get the victory. I think it will, and I said this I think yesterday, I think it will haunt Kell Brook the most if he doesn't win this. For Amir, I think Amir will still look at his resume, and it's a fantastic resume, win or lose. For Kell, there's not much on there. It's Finn. He needs this. He needs this way more than Amir Khan. Look, if this fight's close, they do it again. There is a rematch clause in there. They do it again. But look, guys, I can't wait. We are going to do the live watch along. Don't forget, the live watch along will kick off at 9 o'clock tomorrow evening. I think ring walks for Khan, Kell is 10:30, so there's no point starting at 8. So we'll kick off at 9 o'clock. Hopefully we get to see a few good fights on there. Obviously the Azim brothers are fighting, Tasha Jonas is fighting, Fraser Clark is fighting. So it's a decent card regardless. There's an English super middleweight title fight as well. But yeah, can't wait. Get your predictions below. I don't normally say this, but leave your comments below. Who wins this scrap? Let me know. Peace and love, people.